I'd like to welcome you guys to this week's report. Today is Thursday, June 13th. It's been another good week of fishing here in Southern California. Bad news is we got a little bit of weather this weekend, which seems to be the norm lately. Saturday it really only affects the northern Channel Islands, San Miguel, Santa Rosa, and also Nick, which is the west Channel Island. But yeah, Sunday it comes more into play. Clemente's gonna get some wind. Should be okay for sport boats, but private boaters, we gotta make a run to Clemente. I do it on Saturday. That wind sticks around for a few days, especially up north, but clears out again midweek, and it looks like we have pretty good conditions again. So keep that in mind, especially for the Channel Islands, which I'm going to start out at here. The sea bass bit pretty good for the full day boats out of Santa Barbara. Both the Ranger 85 and the Coral Sea had limits one day, and a good number of fish the other day. But I think they're fishing Rosa, and that's going to be a kind of a tough deal this weekend. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I'm not going to cover it too much because you're not going to be able to go up there. But the good news is the sea bass are biting, and once this wind backs off, they'll hopefully still be biting, which is good news. But you can probably still fish Santa Cruz on Saturday. By Sunday, it looks windy there as well. So definitely check the weather before you head out. I'm going to skip Nick and Santa Barbara Island as well because that's going to be kind of blown out this weekend. I'm going to head right down to the San Clemente Island. It's been good yellowtail fishing there on the backside, east end. Early in the morning, it seems like boats are anchoring up, catching fish. I think there's squid there, but they're also biting jigs and stuff. I saw that Jeff Markland posted he got a nice one on the surface iron yesterday or this morning. Birds come together, cast your jig on them. And I'll talk about that briefly for a second here. I don't fish sport boats anymore, as you know, but I did that for quite a bit of my life. And if you want to catch a fish on the surface iron at San Clemente Island and there's yellows biting, your best bet is to just stand there and not cast and wait till you start seeing some seagulls coming down or terns coming down. And so if they're high flying and they zoom down towards the water, that usually means the fish is going to come up where they're going to intercept the bait fish they're chasing. So you want to definitely, once you see that bird activate, lock in, start to go down, you want to have your jig in the air and hopefully get it in the water in the same spot that bird's coming down, because it's probably going to be a hungry yellowtail right there. And to keep in mind when you're doing that, just like anything else, the higher the birds are flying when they're looking, the deeper the fish are that they're looking at. So they get a better view from up high, but once they zero in on something, they're going to swoop down. And the closer they get to the water, the closer the fish is to the surface. So a lot of times guys will want to keep casting because they're seeing, fish hooked up or boils or stuff. But the problem with that is you cast, and in the second your jig hits the water, 30 feet away in another direction, the fish come up. So something to consider. They're also getting halibut and bass and bonita, stuff like that at the island. Seems like those bigger yellows are a morning thing, and then they go do other stuff, fish the front side, different things like that. Earlier in the week, they had, or over the weekend actually, they had the island closed for the overnight boats couldn't fish where they wanted to. So a few of the boats went to Cortez and Tanner. I guess Tanner didn't bite from what I hear, but Cortez bank bit, nice size yellows. There's some bluefin there as well. And again, that's kind of a long run, especially with the weather we're going to have. I don't think it'll be fishable this weekend, so nobody's going to go there anyway. But it's good to see that stuff's out there already. Gives you another option if the Navy closed the island on an overnight trip. It doesn't give you a lot of fishing time, but better off on a day and a half out there. But it is what it is. So yeah, other than that, there hasn't been a lot of bass coverage at the island. Bass fishing guys anyway. Someone heading to Catalina. I fished there Saturday. Jimmy and I did. We fished calicos. Super low tide in the morning. Most of our shallow areas on the east end were too shallow to fish properly with crankbaits. So we switched over to the gulp jerk shad. And basically just fishing them on the surface. But a lot of junk in the water, so you don't get your crankbait hooks tangled up with nonsense anyway. But I got a little video here. Kind of shows a little series of a few fish being caught in there. Kind of give you an idea of how to do that, where to position the boat and things like that. So you can watch that here.
Giant.
Giant Catalina Island bull bass.
Holy model there.
On the jerk shot. Hold up. Oh, barracuda. Brand X.
Cool, I saw this with you. Oh, nice. Scooter pie. Not a boy. Right?
What's that?
The big halibut.
Yeah, Allie. Seabass. Seabass waters.
Get him?
That's big Allie.
Sea bass?
Oh, yeah. That's the kelp.
Oh, it's a big one. Jumbo. Jumbotron.
Got it glued to the bottom.
Should I get the gap? Never know. With saltwater fishing, anything is possible.
Might be.
Oh,
It's fighting like a bass. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Just not fighting like one.
Nice calico bass.
There we go. Jerk shot.
That's what I missed. Beauty.
So there's a lot of boats at the island on Saturday. More boats than I've seen at the island in a very long time. And about half of them were divers. And the other half were guys drifting around, the divers not really knowing what they're doing. But it seemed like the boats that did know what they were doing caught fish. My friend Rob Webster went out, he got a nice sea bass on his boat, I think on Saturday. He got it in the dark. And my friends Spike Ivins and God, I'm drawing a blank. God, John Casey, sorry about that. They chartered Bight sport fishing, and I'm pretty sure they went to Cat. They had some nice sea bass for their sons, which was a kind of a cool deal. A lot of smaller fish as well. Sport boats over there are doing good too. The Native Sun, I apologize again, I just got off the water, I'm a little fried right now. Gale Forest has been over there, they're getting yellows, they're mostly small. They're getting some sea bass. I know the Pursuit had one, and I think the Sport King might have got one too. Halibut, bass are biting, good sized bass, just good fishing over there. You know, you can anchor up and fish sardines, and then when the sea lions ramrod you, just tend to move the boat, and hopefully I'm going to talk about it for a second. You know, if you spend the money to take your boat to Catalina, don't just stop nowhere and drift because there's other boats doing the same thing. With all the charting software we have nowadays, Navionics, CMAP, Simrad, all this other stuff, it shows you where the rock piles are, it shows you where the structure is. If you're going to fish bait, you want to get up current of that structure and put your anchor down so the structure is behind your boat. And just drifting around aimlessly just because you're on the backside of east end of Catalina, that's a very low percentage play. Yes, you may catch something, but you're more than likely not to catch anything. So think about it a little bit. I don't know if the guys that are doing that are watching this, but there's not fish everywhere. There's fish in very few areas. So you need to look at conditions. You need to look at the structure they're associated with. Is there kelp? Is there rock? Is it a beach with off-color water? and you need to make some smart decisions about it. And anchor strategically. Don't just drop the anchor next to the guy that's diving into kelp or something else. So yeah, it was a gangbang there for sure. And the interesting thing is, well, even with all those boats, every spot that I wanted to fish, there was an actual spot that you could potentially catch bass at, no one was on. So everybody's just kind of out in left field, which is fine for me, but I feel bad for the people that spend the money to go over there and end up not catching anything. Yeah, Catalina might be a good deal this weekend due to the weather. Should be nice weather there the whole time. We actually had some sun today for a change, which is nice. It's been cloudy and rainy. When I fished Saturday with Jimmy, it basically was overcast or drizzling or actually raining the entire morning, which was not great. But the water in the channel though was 65 degrees on the way home, so that's definitely a good sign. I heard about some yellows being seen on kelps in between the island and the beach here today. So none caught, but some seen. Sorry, I got some really convoluted notes today because I was rushing to get this done. I didn't want to do it in the middle of the night. Yeah, so coastally, I fished Tuesday, and it was red tide, and it was horrible fishing at Palos Verdes. I think we caught 5 or 6 bass and a short sea bass. The red tide, it's so red that it's not even cleaning up with the prop wash. It's just horrible red. Never saw any good conditions or anything else at all that would make it worthwhile to go back there. So of course I went back there today, and strangely enough, conditions completely turned around, and water cleaned up. I've never seen water clean up that much in a 48-hour period, but it did. The bass were still a little bit of shell shock, I think, from the water temperature change. It got a lot warmer. It was 65 up there. It was like 63 the other day, and lots of bites on the weedless swim bait and on the slug, but not many connecting. Probably a 4-to-1 bite to hookup ratio. But if we found the right kind of structure, the bass were definitely biting. They were on the outside edges of kelp beds. They were associating with boilers that had kelp on them. Once we figured it out, it was very easy to go along and make 10 casts on a kelp bed, know if it's biting or not. And very predictable, which is nice. So I'm thinking that's really going to improve here if that water stays clean. Lots of bait up there. Yeah, look good. Still no birds, but we probably had a dozen bass or so in, I don't know, 3 hours of fishing. I have some video from Tuesday that shows you how ugly everything is where Matt catches the bass here. There you go.
One bite.
Get?
Yeah, I was hooked. I hope. Oh, he's still there. Still there.
For now.
Yeah. There he is.
Pull up the camera before you throw him back. That's a good one.
Yeah, at least I made a mess on the bow here.
You're known to do that.
He's hooked properly.
Wide open.
Thank you, Maker's Mark.
Palos Verdes.
There you go.
And now I have a couple of videos of how it looked today. Just a completely different ocean. But, we had some doubles and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun.
Hey, boy, Ryan.
You on that time?
Yeah, you're on that time. Good. Go for it.
I'll slide you past the kelp.
Yeah. So that boiler is right behind the kelp, though.
That's a deep boiler.
Yeah. Your mom's a deep boiler. Oop. There he comes. Hold on.
Nice one. Good job, buddy. Yes.
Put that in free spool, would you? Easy. Okay. There we go.
Oh! Oh! Last minute Johnson right there. I don't know how you. Oh, there you go. Down that time.
Yeah. That one ate it right. Linda Lovelace here.
Oh, there we go.
There's another one.
Double.
Double trouble.
Double trouble. So the nighttime fishing is pretty good by the looks of it. My friend Matt Florentino celebrated his 40th birthday by going on his kayak and catching an absolute monster calico bass at the breakwall. You couldn't pay me to kayak at night. You couldn't pay me to kayak during the day, actually, but at night it seemed horrible. But beautiful fish. I got a little video of him releasing it here.
Okay, 9-pound calico bass. About to let her go. One last time. Holy smokes. That is a big bass. 9 pounds. Break wall. Look at that thing, dude. Look at that thing. Whew.
Yeah, so another local news, I heard from my friend Shannon on Solutions charter boat. He runs charters out of Newport Harbor. He's got a little Parker. It's a 4-pack boat. Real great operation if you want to fish coastal. He's got it really dialed in. He fished the Newport Pipe, I think, yesterday. Had good calico bass fishing, good sand bass fishing. He said the calicos were up biting high in the water column. Most of the sand bass were down near the bottom. But, you get good water down there, and current, we've had a lot of current lately. Find the bait schools, you're going to find those biting bass. So good for him. And if you're looking for a charter operation to just do a coastal trip or even go to Kathleen or Clemente, he's a real good option. Guys on the water a lot. That's a good operation. A little further south, Dana Wharf. The boats fishing the coast down there have been doing good. I talked to Tuesday I fished with my friend James Sloan, who does water quality sampling on the coast here is his job, and he's been up and down the coast lately, and he said that the stuff down below Dana looked really good. And he'll bring a fishing rod with him, and he said any kelp you find down there with current on it, you're going to get a bass bite. So not a lot of kelp, but the bass are biting in it. But the boats out of Dana, they had a nice halibut one day and a real big sea bass the other day. Go along with good calico bass fishing. So if you want to do a coastal trip on your own boat, maybe go out of Dana Harbor and hang a left, or maybe jump on one of their sport boats and get on the action without having to drive. Further south, I talked to Tom Troop today. I think he fished today. He texted me this afternoon. They fished down below San Diego and the Imperial Beach Pipe and down the hard bottom areas down there. Good sand bass fishing. Not a lot of calicos, but he said all the calicos had their spawning colors. But they're fishing the hookup baits, sardine color. He told me the size, but I don't remember. Just fishing those vertically. They had nice sand bass. They also got a 15-pound halibut. And that's pretty awesome. And even better, on Saturday, the Saltwater Bass Series had their finale, and Tom and his son Cash ended up winning that 2-day event by over 5 pounds. The next team, which is fantastic. First day they got some big calicos and sand bass outside. Second day was spotties only. Good to see those guys crushing it. They're always my favorite team. And I think my favorite to win the CCA Star Tournament, as many big bass as they catch, as often as they fish. They're definitely going to have a lot of tickets in there by the time that drawing is. So down south, I talked to my friend Jamie from Seasoned Sport Fishing because I was considering going down today to look for bluefin, and he says that most of the foam reaction has been that stuff down below or outside Ensenada, which is further than I wanted to drive. And the boats down there, the Pongas out of Big Eye Sport Fishing, they've just been roping those bluefin here for weeks. They're trolling madbacks. and loading up seems like every trip. So if you want to go troll a madback for smaller grade fish, that might be an option, or maybe go look for foamers down there. But the bigger bluefin are biting up here still. They're fairly close to home. Everybody's fishing on top of each other. I've seen some photos. It's just the same. It looks like the nighttime gangbang they have out at the 60-mile bank with sport boats and long-range boats, and then the same thing's happening with the smaller boats inshore here. But those big bluefin are biting. They're getting them on flying fish. They're getting them on sinker rigs. The San Diego on their full day trip had 6 fish the other day, up to over 200 pounds, like 160 to 200 something pounds. I saw a report yesterday that my friend Brian Kiyahara took his commercial skiff out and was back at the dock by around noon with a 200 something pounder. So I mean, that's those biting. If you don't mind the crowds and you know how to fish for them, just go down there, bring your flying fish or sinker rigs or whatever, and go catch them. I saw that Brandon on Lucky Bee got on them again a few days this week. I know that Dwayne on Pinnacle's getting those fish pretty consistently on his boats. Jamie was running a yacht for a guy. He got a real nice one as well this week. So yeah, a lot of good stuff happening, and the weather everywhere except the northern Channel Islands and Nick on Saturday should be great. A little windier on Sunday, but sure if you take a look, it's not going to be that bad in most areas. I say most areas, I'm probably going to get chewed out again with one of my great fans there. But yeah, that's it. You know, things are getting back to normal, straightening out. Fish are biting. We're coming off that new moon. It's about a half moon. What do they call it? Half? I don't know what they call that actually. But waxing, whatever. I saw it rising when I was out fishing this afternoon. So yeah, should stabilize if this weather backs off. Up north, those sea bass should continue to bite and get better into the next full moon. So yeah, a lot of good options. It's summertime's here. Fish are biting, so got to catch something.